welcome to the Cavern Cup semi-final. I'm Tom from Team Calamity doing the commentary today on this semi-final match versus Ben van der Wagt and Roger Miller. I'm also joined here by Mitch from Team Calamity.
Hello.
So I believe we've gone through this so many times. Ben is on the top and Roger is on the bottom of the screen. I do apologise, the resolution is not that brilliant from the video that we were given, but we'll do our best. Mitch is very knowledgeable of all the cards, so should be able to save us through. And you should recognise what most of these cards are because it's pretty much a mirror match going on here. So we've got the Earth, Fire, Water, Ritz. I guess we call it the Matiski deck. I think that's how everyone knows it. They are slightly different variants.
Yeah, I think there's like the odd cards. I think I believe it's. Let me have a quick look. I think it's Roger's deck. No, sorry, Ben's deck. Seems to be running a lot cheaper forwards than Roger. I think that's just more just to stem the flow of aggro, which is a good idea. To be fair, with how these decks run. They need to be setting up so to deal with remnants and stuff like that. You need just some cheap forwards, just that you can just throw down and basically just be fodder.
Yeah, I think from what I saw, the Decklists Ben is running like 30 forwards, and Roger is going for the more traditional sort of numbers. So you would expect Ben to sort of go in a little bit quicker than Roger will.
Yeah,
we'll see. And obviously, semi-finals is one deck format. It's best of 3. So
because one deck's running 23 forwards, and you can tell that because it's only running 1 nail. The other is running 30 forwards with 3 nail, so it sort of shows their mindsets. But that said, the lower forward is running the lower forward deck is running more summons and actually Hill Gigas, which will be great against nail because there's not actually that much in the way of action abilities to stop. No, just to easily proc Hill Gigas, so nail might not even be that useful this game, other than the value it gets out of it.
You can see already how Ben is looking to play this because he's already gone in turn 1 with the Marsh and then straight on the Kadaj. So this is untapped. Mitch, you're not that familiar with untapped, so the Kadaj is flipped over because it's removed from the game. That's how they do it on here. That's why it's like a blank card. And just to say, yeah, we have sped the gameplay up. You can't notice it sometimes, but it is running a little bit faster just so it's about a 2-hour marathon. It was to make this tick along, but maybe I could have sped it up faster, seeing how this is going.
I mean, when you get to these sort of semi-finals and stuff like that, you need to really think about it. You'd kick yourself if you lost it over just a simple misplay. So I can understand why they take so long. As I said, it's not great viewing sometimes. Like when they're just sitting there watching people.
Yeah, so Mitch, you've been in this position before. Was it the Winter Cup? You got right to the final stages. How important is Game 1 in a best of 3? What's your mindset going into it?
Try not to all honesty, try not to just shit the bed. Because you want to go, you want to feel more how your opponent plays. I actually don't think Game 1 is that important if you work out how your opponent plays. Knowing that they want to set up 3 backups and stuff like that, you can just happily let them do that. And then you're like, okay, well, I know what you're playing. I know how you want to play. You can really just, if you know how your opponent plays, I think it's more important than what your opponent plays, because you can go into a tournament knowing I'm going to see a lot of marks, riches and all that. But if your opponent plays it differently to everyone else, for example, if they always go 5 backups before they start playing forwards down, you've got time. You don't need to go aggro or defensive options. Whereas if your opponent plays forwards down early, you know that They're very aggressive. They don't value the late game, so I need to keep like cards like Shantotto in my hand to stop them doing that, and I can recover and then win that way. So I think the first game, while obviously people want to get off to a good like start, it's not the most important. I wouldn't say it's the most important one. I would say it's the least important.
It's good if you can win it, though, I guess.
I mean, if you can win it, then
But,
yeah,
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
your quid's in. But it's also dependent on what deck you want to play. Like, if you're playing something like Remnants, where you want to go really aggro, you want to play your game. You don't want to play their game. So you sort of win. I suppose it does depend on what deck you're playing. Because if you're playing like an aggro deck like that, then you want to win the first game because then you've only got to win one more.
Yeah.
Whereas a control deck or something that has options, then the first game doesn't really matter.
I guess in this sort of semi-mirror state as well, I guess Roger is going to learn he should learn quite quickly how Ben's deck is working. He may have seen some of the previous rounds as well. If he's not confined to a tournament setting where it'll be happening on the day, so both players have had a chance to go in and probably watch what the opposition has been playing in the previous rounds and get an idea for it. So I don't know how much, how seriously they've been taking it, or if they've gone to that level, but you can already see how Ben here at the top is going to play things. He's gone quite hard, but he's actually kept up quite well in terms of his setup. So I don't know if it's just a tactic he was playing or if it's just how he's drawn.
I mean, playing March into Beastmaster is always a strong play because you're going to get forward or back up, and it's going to I would imagine if it's from the list I'm just looking at, it runs very few 2-drops. I think, in fact, both run very few. The 30 forward deck one actually doesn't run a 2-drop backup, so obviously they're just playing off the value of the first one, of the first turn, which you can get March out. So I presume that's the logic, is you just play March into Beastmaster every single time, or Lilty, not Lilty, sorry.
Mooty.
It is just, so then I presume you play either Lilty, Mooty, you can play Rydia, Jesse, just any of those forwards, because essentially they are the same cost as same value as a 4-drop backup, which people will happily play on the first turn as well.
Yeah, it's interesting the march into Beastmaster. It's just been completely overlooked, I think. Everyone just instantly assumes Ritz.
Yeah. Well, as I said, because Beastmaster's a FFTA.
Yeah, I just completely overlooked it, really. It doesn't ever cross into my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's always it's the way with those inventive decks that Mr. Skake always comes out with. They're very strong, and they're just, I mean, I think this is one of his best ones because it seems to be everywhere at the moment. Like, everyone seems to be playing it.
Yeah, so we were discussing it at our recent locals, and a couple of people were saying this is the best deck in the game, and we were trying to work out if it really is, or if it's just a case. This is probably the most competitive tournament that's happened this Opus, probably, in terms of the player numbers, and there's been some other tournaments going on online and stuff, but this probably had the most players, so it's the best check. But I don't think people are playing it like they would if they were to turn up to a tournament, so it's hard to know if this deck is the best or if it's just not coming up against the standard deck.
Yeah.
Most people are trying the new stuff, playing it, so it's hard to gauge where everything's at.
Yeah, that is the thing, because you want to play your best deck. You don't want to experiment in this sort of high level tournament or anything like that. You want to do your best, so you just go with what's is strong. So
yeah, maybe it just is very strong. I know we've had problems like testing and gauging it out just because everyone's sort of playing more fun stuff, and we don't know how do these decks go against the Wind Waters and We've seen a bit how they go against Rampair because people still have been playing that in this tournament. Although they seem to have gone for this new ice variant, just like a triple colour, which you're not a particular fan of for Rampair. But
No, I like the original like Earth Lightning version. That was more my style, but I can see the benefit of both versions. I really like when you play down the Shantotto and then you play down Renoa and stuff like that. You gain so much value out of it. So, but then as I said, this if I remember correctly, Mitsiske's original deck ran the 9-drop Shantotto as a one-off just to get back Ritz as well. So there's probably even a deck there somewhere where you can get in March Ritz, Shantotto, and all of that sort of stuff, which maybe it's too late for this set, but you might see it in the next set or something like that.
So we've not really been talking much about this game one. Just letting it play out, really. I mean, I've seen Roger has been commenting quite a few times it's not his day. Just his damage hits and what he's hitting, I think.
Yeah, it does seem... I mean, as I said, I don't really know Untap, but on the left it looks like there's a lot of Ritzes there that shouldn't be.
Yeah. Roger's in 2k brave. Brasco isn't over too bad. Let's hope we don't get into the... We had this in one of the previous rounds I commentated on with James. And there was like the eternal Brasker loop because the guy picked the other guy's Brasker and then it just was the game breaking eternal loop of 10k in each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's attacking onto the marsh. It's one of my dislikes of Untap is you can't keep track of the damage.
Yeah.
Very well. There probably is a way, I can't see it. I guess if you're spectating live it's easier because you can go and look at things, but all I know is that Ben is quite far ahead in this one.
It is something I think all players should try is just untap. Like I'm guilty of it myself, not playing untap, but I know a lot of people don't like playing untap. I think it's just like preference for everyone. Like I know James loves it, and we all seem to hate it. But I don't know.
It's just a little bit more clay. But
yeah,
in
I
fairness,
think it's just what you're used to.
Once you get used to it, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of a steeper learning curve, I think, and it doesn't do the automation for you. So,
but it's also a web browser.
So yeah,
do it at work, but not that we condone that.
No, definitely don't condone that. So if you ever go to Game Stevenage and there's no one serving you the till, it's probably because James is playing on tap out the back. But I didn't say that. If you're watching the manager of Stevenage game, and you didn't hear that from me. I think Roger's scooping up at this point.
Yeah, it does seem that. Yeah.
Okay, so Ben takes game one. So now game one's out of the way, we can sort of focus a bit more on the games, I think. We've got the thing. So game two, so as Mitch has already said, Roger should be fairly chilled because game one didn't really matter, but let's see. Does he have the nerve? I mean, drawn pretty nice there.
Yeah, that's a nice hand to have just to start with, because that will get you like if you draw a fire as well, you're going to be like in such a great spot going forward because you're going to have your three, well, even in fact just your two FFTA backups.
And he's searching the Ritz and the marshes.
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly. Oh, blimey, here we go. The little T is in. So he's done it again. Turn one Ritz, turn one marsh, sorry. Is that what he's done? I don't know what's going on there.
No.
hold. I think he picked one and then he changed his mind.
Well, if it was Lilty, then
He
it
couldn't
should
have
have
done
been.
though.
Yeah.
Did he bring out the wrong? Oh, I don't know. Don't know what went on there.
Or maybe he ditched a march for Lilty by accident and took it back.
Okay.
That's what I would imagine.
Beastmaster takes the Porum. Not sure how I feel about this Porum edition. I don't know, it's very innovative.
I think it's just unnecessary for the Beastmaster. I can't really think of any other good cards that you would want to search, because this gets you your summons back. You can see it very often, and you can loop it with Phoenix. So I can see the the idea behind it. I don't know if it would be my sort of thing.
It's interesting because game 1 we knew Ben was playing a bit more aggressive, but Roger's got like a dreamy hand, but he's chosen to sort of take his time and match him.
I mean, yeah, if there's no,
he could have gone a bit harder with the draws he's had, but
yeah, with no pressure, then there's no need to play out your hand. Like, it's better to get the more value and go slower and keep stuff in your hand if you're not being put, like, if there's no pressure on yourself. So he's got.
I mean, he's very well set here, so he can, as you said, play his own game, because he's matching him for pace and he's got the cards he needs to play his way. So
he could play Lilty here and get the Ritz. Then he could play the Mont Blanc.
I would probably play the Mont Blanc off the backups, and then you're set for your next turn, because you can pay for Mont Blanc and
it depends how aggro. No,
and
it depends how aggro as well. But it depends how aggro he wants to go. Because if he plays the Lilty, then he will get the Ritz. Then he plays the Mont Blanc to search, and then he can play Ritz and March on one turn, activate 3, and he's got 4 backups out of it.
Yeah, I think that we were saying exactly the same thing, just a different way.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's. Oh no, so you're saying play. Okay, no, we were saying it differently.
Yeah,
I would go Mont Blanc that turn, off the 2 backups.
No. I'm thinking he plays it down this turn. I think he plays down both. But then maybe does he play down the Kadaj as well? I don't know if he can actually. You need the 3, so you can get a point of damage in. Okay, going very aggro. I don't know if that's worth it.
No, he's going to do his Mont Blanc now, just so he can deal with the searching at once whilst the cards are out.
Yeah.
A bit of both here, a bit of both our strategies.
Well, no, as I said,
super
yeah, mine's to play both, but I don't know if it's worth it. Is more what I'm saying, because you play down the March and the Ritz here, you activate 3, but then what's your turn after that? Is it just in case Kadaj come down?
There's not much point in activating it, isn't it? Yeah, I guess you got the Fenrir in case Kadaj comes down, but
that's the only thing I'm just.
It's not great. He's well set, but I suppose he's got Kadaj in hand, so that's what he's going to play next turn, so he can afford to do it, because he's got his next turn set up ready, because it's going to be Kadaj. So
because he's active, like, if I let me have just a quick look at the card before I say this. Yeah, so he's activated the Earth card, so he can't do the Black Mage if that was his goal. Like, have that just looming.
I think it's just to float for the Fenrir, and then he's got the damage and he's set.
Maybe. As I said, it's just I think.
What's going on here? Oh, he's got the Mont Blanc ping on top. So trade and take out Ritz. Interesting. Do you think that was a misplay from Ben there, or do you think he I think he may have forgotten about the Mont Blanc ping.
Yeah, I'd say so. But then
Depends what he's
Ritz
got in
can't.
hand. No, he's playing his Beastmaster. Didn't care.
Yeah. Ritz can't really swing. I know they've got Kadaj down, and then you can Dole or even.
I think he was happy for that because now he's got another backup off the Ritz, and his Marsh can block the Ritz because it's the value.
So what would you do here? Because you can play the Kadaj and Dole the March, or you can play the Terror swing and threaten a Belias. What would be your choice?
I'd probably play the Terror, threaten a Belias on the swing.
So he's decided to.
Yeah, he's
going to go for the.
What would you
He's
have
going
done?
to Dole or do the 2k boost.
No, he's going to Dole. What would you have done?
I think that
done the Terror play.
I think the Kadaj is okay because you know the Ritz is in there. The problem is you need to get rid of the Ritz. So you need to play the Kadaj down.
Yeah, I guess, and also you don't really want to be killing Ben's Marsh because it gives him a free Ritz. Although he has got the Tyro, so
yeah. I mean,
there's no point giving him that. The next turn he's just going to slap another 2 forwards down for minimal cost.
I mean, the way it was played there is probably the best way. Is like you play Dole the March, and then you activate in 3, and you leave the 1 fire up, knowing that with the Belias.
I wasn't ready to be put on the spot there. I'm the host. You're supposed to be the knowledge.
I mean,
I've never played in a semi-final. What are you asking me for? I can tell you how not to get to a semi-final if you want to go on those sort of plays.
But as I said, it's always good to see how like people think about their players anyway, because it's always just. Oh, now would you? Has he played down? I played the Ifrit.
Yeah, you got it off the Terror EX.
Okay.
EX, right? It is Roger's day. The tables have turned. Oh, a nail. It's funny how people hated Nail when it was first spoiled. The opinion was quickly turned.
Yeah, I think it was the community came together to do all like the maths behind it and everything like that. It was really changed. Like the whole grouped opinion of it was just that it is a good card, just needs to be done right. If that makes sense.
I've got something's gone wrong here. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but we're all sorted. I think he removed the wrong cards from the game. Okay, counter removing everyone's Ritzes.
Yeah.
And this is a feature of Opus 11 now, isn't it? Whoever de-Ritz off, whoever de-Ritzes wins.
I mean, yeah, but then also like I think this card was extremely necessary. Like it's also done well to like stop the wind water that was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean we were everyone was crying out for a shake-up.
Yeah,
I didn't anticipate it to be quite so extreme as it has been, but yeah, it's good to see new stuff coming in. I guess we're just seeing a little bit too much of it, just because it slots into so many different things, which is a little bit of a shame. But I'd rather have a couple of legends that evolve a couple of different decks rather than just one that slots into multiple different types of decks. But yeah, we can't. It's giving it a shake-up, some new things. Can't complain too much.
But
I'm still keen to see how Wind Water holds up against these. That's sort of what I was alluding to earlier. because I don't know if it's just completely dead now, or if is it still a deck 2 for people when they're playing like a 2 or 3 deck format. Yeah,
I think
interesting to see, but well, not interesting. It's blooming boring to watch, but I'd just like to know the result.
no, I do think there is still a place for it. It's not like completely dead in the water or anything like that. But I don't know. It's just it's very like counterable now due to like the Kadaj and everything like that. There's like it's just wind water had always struggled to have removal during your opponent's turn. Like they could run Alexander, but then that messes with their perfect deck. Like everything, things were always set in stone, and now they as I said they could mix it up a bit, but then it obviously does hamper the deck as well. Like you need to play your Valfor. If you're playing a 4-drop, then unless you have Pain, which you would normally already have out, then you're not going to get the value out of it. It just really hit the Kadaj will just really hit the deck in a way that I knew it was going to hurt Windwater. I didn't realize it was going to see like sort of kick it out of the meta completely. Well, no, I say completely. It's not completely gone, but it's just. I think part of what it is also people are bored of playing it, as you said. Like it's a bit boring.
I guess from an opponent's point of view, playing against Windwater, it was always a real struggle because you had to pay quite hard to get rid of their things, which were all free basically, and then you put so much into getting rid of their forwards, and then the next turn they're all back again, costing them very little. Whereas now the value table has swung a bit as well. So particularly this deck is really high value because everything's playing for searches. You've got Writs untapping, so you can afford to sort of go toe to toe with the Windwater and you don't get punished so much for having to target all their things. It doesn't feel so bad blowing up something like a free Pain. If we're Pain, it's not so bad when Writs has untapped all your backups to do it. So
yeah, when it just costs a card in hand, like most of the time, and also like Mark's Writs is strong, but the value from Braska's Final Aeon, like you're constantly going to be getting the value out of that as well. So,
and the Windwaters didn't really have any sort of big, like the big boss monsters to sort of push it home. So these decks have all got that now. So
yeah, I mean, as I said, they've got Fina, but even that is just, and it does take a lot to get the like they need Pinello, which normally they only run one of. They need a Valfor and a Fina, and be on 3 damage, and just hope that they have nothing else left. I said there's a lot of things that have really like come together to really screw Windwater over, and
even with the ramp pair, it was all on the big explosive. You bide your time, and then you have that big explosive turn.
Yeah,
it plays all these sort of big, I call them the boss monsters that they can't really deal with effectively.
And but the thing is with it now is something that I do find funny is when you used to like board wipe Windwater, as you said, they would always come back, and you'd always be like, oh, I have to deal with them again. You have to do all of this. This is exactly the same. You kill March Writs, they're coming back. Yep. You know they're coming back. You have to deal with them again. Like BFA, not so much, but it's so difficult to deal with in the first place that you're normally losing a lot for it anyway. But this, I think it's just like ironic that like they board wipe you and then their stuff comes back as the Windwater player. Like you board wipe them and all of their stuff comes back, and there wasn't really many decks that can match that like Windwater can, but this one seems to be able to do it.
This game, Roger seems to be in fair control here. He's got some nice little options open to him in his hand with the Polias.
Yeah.
I mean, is this the problem with the mirrors? You get to this sort of who plays first wins sort of thing.
Yeah,
Is there much swing around? I guess the Braska can turn it.
yeah, it's more who's set up. So I'd
Here
rather
comes the
have
Braska.
like
Okay, the
yeah,
Braska can turn it.
I would much rather have the 5 backups, but then Nail can deal with Braska. Like you swing, and Braska won't be able to block it because Nail will just break it back up.
Main phase 2. What's he got? Oh, get rid of the backup out here.
I have missed what damage they're on. Do you know what?
I think Roger's only taken 1 damage.
He's on one, so he wouldn't get the haste off of Belias or anything like that.
Ben has taken a couple more. Yeah, here we go. So you can first strike the Braska. I think Ben might be on 6. Yeah, that's the 7th damage, is it? The 6th damage.
Not 6 damage.
Cloud, which is not bad. Get rid of the other one so he survives another turn. Not yet. He smiles into chat. I appreciate people who don't scoop. Hang on to the end.
I mean, yeah, I can see both sides of it because you can scoop. Not like if this was a timed event, then I would understand scooping because you're like, we've only got a certain amount of time before we're just stopped, and that's the worst feeling is like losing a game.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know that.
Not that it's ever happened to me, shifty eyes, but if a game goes to time and you lose because of that, it just feels bad for both players. Unless you win, I guess.
Which you didn't.
Which I did. It doesn't haunt me to this day, no.
Okay, there's some confusion going on here. So the EX Cloud took out the Cloud, and there's some questions about whether he can respond with Cloud's mill ability. Which I guess he can, because he responded it to being broken rather than the EX Burst. So
yeah, if it was like Nail and he wanted to break a back up to boost it, then he couldn't do that. But
okay, so on those words, he has scooped. So not so noble there, Ben. Right, okay, so game 3, we're on the decider. Right, this is crunch time now. What are you thinking here, Mitch? 1 apiece. We've seen Ben play to how he wants to play. We've seen Roger play to how he wants to play. Is it a case of who gets the best hands, or?
But that's always like the case with mirror matches. Like you want to get the best hand you can. To be fair, that's a stupid comment because you want the best hand whenever you play, but it really does matter how well you set up with this. Like here, you'll be ditching the Cloud and the Ritz for Mont Blanc, and then next turn, do you want to play the Jessie because you'd have to tap the Mont Blanc? Maybe you'll draw something else. It's all like this is a nice hand because you've got like Kadaz, you've got March Ritz now. But you don't know what your opponent's got in their hand. They could be like, right, I'm going to rush the 3 backups. Then do you go aggro because they've spanked their hand trying to like set up?
We've seen in 2 games now that Ben has tried to do the Marsh into the backup, and he's not done it this time. He's hard cast for the Beastmaster, so it suggests perhaps his hand wasn't as good.
Yeah. Or you just didn't draw the March.
Or you just didn't draw the Marsh, yeah.
Yeah, that might be another.
What do you do here? Do you Jesse or do you Tyra? I guess he's probably. I don't know how many Katars he's playing. So probably the Jesse is redundant because it's in his hand, and it's safe now against this deck. So what do you do here? Maybe get the Tyro down, search something else.
I would consider play. I think you just play the. It depends what is actually in his deck that he wants.
don't know what you do it for. I'd be tempted to get a Brasker out just because it's a panic button. At least you know you've got it. When you don't want to get to a stage where you want to draw. He's gone for the Brasker. Look at that. Pro plays here for my man Roger. I'm rooting for Roger now. Yeah, just because you've got it in hand now. So if you need a panic hard resell, you need to bail. You're not hoping that you draw it. You got it. Another Beastmaster. I don't get why they play one to the table and then throw these cards out. Don't really understand that. But
no.
Is that just how the untap
tracks
them out?
Yeah, I think it's just all dependent
just
on
spits
how.
them all out into random spots. I think.
Yeah. As I said, it's all dependent on how well you know the system as well, I'd say.
Beastmaster Iridia. Oh, okay. He's going hard.
Yeah, and you got the Ritz.
It's interesting now how the searchers have changed, because 3-drop searcher was the norm. Occasionally you'd get an EX1, and then they moved to sort of 4-drop with EX. People thought that was okay, but now people are quite happy to pay turn 1 4 for a 3-cost searcher. Like the game's moved on a bit, no one's that bothered by it because it gives you the card back.
Yeah, because theoretically it's the same sort of logic.
I'm just remembering in the olden days, it always used to feel bad paying 4 for if it was a kind of saying, oh, I haven't got the right, I haven't drawn well, I'll just have to play this 3 cost with 2 cards. But
so he gets Cloud.
Oh yeah, of course he can search Cloud. Oh, he's got rid of the Brasker. Could this be what ends it? Oh no, he's changed his mind. No. Good man, Roger.
Yeah, because he needs the.
You
might as well get the Ritz.
Yeah.
The only problem I would say is if there is a Kadash coming down, he will be getting rid of 2 Ritzes from this play.
Oh, he's been ifrited.
Was that 2 from hand to play? It was 2 from hand to play that.
Yeah, and then he's lost it straight to the ifrit.
I would feel personally very confident with that Shantotto in hand, though.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about the Shantotto in this, because I think with these decks, you're rarely in a place where Shantotto is gonna. It feels like it's gonna hurt you as much as them, I guess. But I guess if it's nothing wrong with Shantotto. Well, I was about to say probably Roger needs to get the Kataj down and get rid of those Ifrits, but we've seen Terra just come down and taking it back, so that could be a problem.
Yeah,
I think Ifrit in this matchup is massive, isn't it? Because it's instant kill on the Ritz.
But it's also Brusker's fun away on
the 2k boost as well.
Yeah, just a 2k boost, that's really important.
Interesting to see if that has a play later on. I think with these mirrors, everything matters now, particularly this game 3. Every turn can be quite decisive. I wonder if that will be something that, as long as he holds on to it, Roger knows he's got it. What one did he get back? Kusith?
Yeah, he got back Kusith.
Cecil always makes its way back to the meta, doesn't it?
It's just a great card. It's always a good card.
It feels like it's there to hit an EX when it swings on 3 damage,
but it's even on later on, it can kill a March event, and you can do Dark to pop another. The card was when it first came out, was incredibly strong, and even it's just shown how strong it is by still being around now. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the same set that WoW came out.
Yeah, it's Opus 5.
Yeah, so you can see which one really stood the test of time.
Yeah.
While was like ridiculous money, and then is now basically pennies in comparison to what it was.
Right, here we go. So this is yeah, this is where it could get interesting because we know that Ben at the top has a much higher forward count, so he's now in a position to really start playing his forwards out. Ben has, Roger has struggled a bit to set up. He's got the Toto, but I feel potentially this is swinging towards Ben's favour now.
But
Cavern from EX is always good.
He does have to worry about playing into the Shantotto. Presuming that they see each other's decks beforehand.
Oh, yeah. Assuming he knows his deck, yeah, definitely. I'm thinking that he doesn't, in which case it might be a sneaky little weapon. It's the sort of thing you can easily get carried away in the moment. You think you're in control, you're ahead, it's all looking good, and then you play into something obvious like that. That definitely hurts when it comes. Okay, so he's just searched the marsh, so he knows he's got another one. So why not tack in? I imagine he's going to give himself a point of damage here.
Yeah, I mean, you could go. Presuming he's on 3, he could go for the Cecil, but I think the Shantotto is probably the safer option here. It's just, I would really have to think about it here. Do I play the Kadaj just to stop a March Rift?
I would have held on to that Shantotto a bit longer, I think, just because I know that Ben's deck is that little bit more aggressive. He's not behind, so I probably would have let him commit more and then wipe him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Would he have committed more? Because this turn he's got his hand to 5. So if I was him, I wouldn't have played any cards down and just swung. I just tried to keep if he played Kadaj down and doled the March while you've kept Shantotto in hand, you're going to take 3 points of damage just because you wanted him to play another card down, and then Kadaj is removed, so it doesn't even count.
And look what he's got here. The Zach. One cost 9k. Or 8k, sorry. Neither players have gone for the Porum plays yet. Feels like it's just a value play, isn't it?
It might literally just be there for the
just for the get a card.
EX. Yeah, the target and be an EX. I mean, as I said, you've got the Phoenix play, but you're like, I know
it's not great, is it? It's more of a not against this deck. Against the other deck, you can sort of control them and take a bit more of a controlly approach. But
yeah, I know Chris Mitsuskes, when he made it, he posted and he said like, you can get all like your Porum back and stuff like that, and those were the 5 summons that you needed. So I think it's literally just there, because I think he ran Tifa as well, if I'm not mistaken, to get like the haste just to surprise your opponent with it. And seeing as you only run 1 of it in that deck, I'm not sure if both these players are running.
Ben's running the Zidane, so he's got the haste Zidane, 2 drops.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Roger actually. I think I just saw him Roger's.
Yeah.
So actually, you can see one there they're both running it. There's one in the break zone there at the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking.
Oh, it was him looking at the break zone. Oh, that's why. Sorry.
But yeah, because they're only running 1 Phoenix, the deck isn't like really.
It's not optimized for that, is it?
No, exactly. It seemed to be one of the first cards to go as well. When I'm just thinking, I don't believe either of them are on 5 damage, are they? So
no, I think Roger's still on 1 damage. I think Ben's taken 2 or possibly 3 damage. I did say we had to keep up with it. It's not done a great job with that. There goes the Ritz. There's that Ifrit that we said he's had all game. Would it be a game changer? Maybe it is.
I was just thinking being on 5 backups is far more valuable, and we're getting the nail now. But
Accelerator is being pushed. What's he gonna hit? He's got one. Oh,
so
he got one. It's alright though.
But more importantly, he's got the FFTA backups.
He's got the FFTA backups. He's got the extra backup.
Yeah.
He's got quite a commanding board here.
Yeah, he can play the Ritz off of for cheap for 3 CP.
Yep.
But I don't know. I definitely would.
You want to be on that top side of the board.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Goose if to get back a bit, probably worried about a Kadash coming down
maybe.
Oh no, the Porum he got back a Goose.
Yeah, he
got.
But I was just wondering, was that the only summon in his thing? Maybe. I don't think what else would have been useful. Because he's also struggling for fire CP. Oh no, I suppose he got Santoso. No, that's
Tyrant.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just thinking
yeah,
he wants to kill that nail, because that nail's going to cause big issues. So he could do.
I guess he probably just needs to block the nail and then pump his forward with the Ifrit.
Well,
and then maybe target the nail on top just to be sure.
I'm just because you could do Ifrit and then Mont Blanc to ping, but then that will do 10k, and then it forces him to break a backup.
Him to break. Don't think it's that. I think he'd be. Has he got the Ifrit to finish it off? No, he should discard it. I don't know if he should attack with hit Kadash, get dull the nail.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd probably push him with the marsh to then force the block with the nail if he wants to, and then hit him with the Ifrit just so that he can't boost over the top of it, and then play the Cavern to search another marsh. Okay, the Ifrit damage. Oh, he removed it, okay.
Yeah. So swings with that. I presume.
Yeah, block. This is where I would then Ifrit. And then.
Is he on? If he's on 5 damage, then you can just Tyro and.
No, he's burning all. We were saying this earlier, that 5 in the bottom right. Is that your hand size? Yes.
But then now he can just
Now you can just pump. Yeah, I probably would have forced it on the nail just to get rid of it. Just to make sure. Because you can deal with Zach, and also it's making him discard a card every turn.
Yeah. No, it's very confusing to go for the.
Yeah, maybe just wanted to force him to sack a back up for it.
Yeah. Maybe he was just trying to level out the playing field with the backups. Force him down to 4.
Yeah, Because playing that
But-
Kadaji could have played a Gabramp to get another marsh if he's got any left to search for. Okay, here we go. Everybody's favourite card. Is it a Mont Blanc on the EX? Wish they'd hover over their damage more. We could have kept. There you go. Right, 4. That was a 4.
Oh, okay.
Roger
So
is on
the-
4 damage. I didn't see that quick enough. I think it said.
Yeah.
I think Ben is on. Oh, he's on 2. Okay, so it's
He's on
4-2.
down. Okay. So, as I said, I thought it was a lot further on than it was, because I thought they were pushing like the game or so, but yeah, if Roger's on 4 damage now, he can play the Ritz to get play the March to get the Ritz. He gets the haste. He can push to. He can push to 5 damage. I don't know if he will do though. Like if he wanted to, he could play the Belias, but I don't know if that's actually worth it.
Relives 5 though, isn't it? Or is it 4?
No, it's 4, I think. Is it? Oh, hang on, let me have a quick look.
I think
Since
it might
I'm
be 4 actually.
Yeah,
It's the
4.
Ifrit that's 5, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So now he's done that. He's made. I'm always wary about doing this sort of play because you've done a 3rd point in damage, but you've made
You've put
it
Ritz
that.
online, yeah.
Yeah, and
And you're behind.
it gives you like a countdown.
Okay, so
I mean, I know he's got the Ifrit in hand, but like that's the worst thing you could do is put him to 5 now because then Tyro can boost over it. But Nail's gonna hit, I would say. Well, maybe Nail's gonna remove 2 backups first, kill the March, then. Because if it was me, I'd swing with the Nail. If my opponent doesn't block, actually, no, I wouldn't swing with the Nail because you could
push
no,
through
because
with
then
the now because you're not quite at that state, particularly with
yeah,
Roger's
you'd
got
also
4
lose it.
backups up, so it's quite clear that something's going to happen.
Yeah, because they can actually Mont Blanc
Yeah,
onto the Nail, do 2k.
and he want to take the damage because then his Tyro is on 9 as well.
Yeah.
So he can almost afford to go to the 6 damage.
Oh, there's the beauty of Cecil.
There is the Cecil.
I think, yeah, you'll have to do the Ifrit to kill the Ritz now.
Yeah, before it attacks.
Yeah.
What was it? Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait. Here we go.
Yeah.
Don't tap your Tyro. Okay. What was that about? Oh, because he wants to keep the Tyro boost up. Okay, you can Elias and Tyro.
So it's now at 9k. Would you block the Nail here now?
No, I'd probably let the nail go through. Because
Yeah.
you're just going to lose. Because he's going to just push over. Okay, he did swing. Right, what's he doing here? Is he going to dull the nail? No, he's getting rid of the move for games.
And Sedan maybe to
Just in case
a
he's...
surprise.
He hasn't. I haven't seen. I don't know if he's running Kusifs. I haven't seen them. Yeah.
I will find out for you. Yeah, he's got 1 Kusith in there.
Okay. He's had this Braska the whole time.
Yeah, as I said, it was searched early. I'm not sure.
I feel like now's the time to play it. Could even haste him in. Do we have enough to haste him?
Yeah, he'll have enough to haste it.
No, he's not doing that.
No. I just think this nail was causing so many problems.
You got to get rid of it quickly, and he had the chance, and he didn't mess it up, but he chose a different way to do it.
Yeah, and just lost like.
I think it was worth taking the hit for it, just to get rid of it.
Yeah. When it's that like it's now such a big important card that it can just take over the game. I don't think you can risk those sort of plays.
Particularly late game now, because it's such a problem for him. Because even Braska's staring down at him. Can't really deal with it now.
Yeah. As I said, now can just boost himself over it, which is
a shame, because he obviously wanted to kill it, but he just tried to get too much out of it, I think. Whereas it was probably the better plan just to take it, that you were going to have to not overpay to do it, but just be sure. It's bad for Roger, he still hasn't hit his 5th backup. He's not really, he was never really in a position to get it. He's not got his 2 FFTAs. Been a little bit unfortunate
with his draws.
Yeah. Okay, so text now for the 6th damage. I guess he can't afford to kill that marsh either, really. I don't know how many more Ritz if he's got any left.
I think there's. I'm not sure actually. No, I think Pag's got.
You don't really want to kill it in case he plays more back, but then if he has still got one in hand, you want to be ready to kill the marsh to take the haste off it.
One thing we'll say though is, okay, that's.
It was only a matter of time, really. Okay, he's giving Brave to his big boy.
A mess. Well, I suppose you can play the loyalty if you. I think he's got another Ritz now. I think he's got 3. But the problem is, if he plays Ritz down and it's answered immediately with, say, an Ifrit, he's not going to get the value out, which means he loses out on Tyro and Belias.
So what do you do here with your Brave Braska? Who do you pick? Cecil? Let's say.
I'll
even then he's going to pump over the top, see? He's on 4 damage though, isn't he, Ben? Or is he on 5?
No, I think he's on 4. Because the problem is if you do play the Ritz down, then while you put them on a clock, it's the Braska is going to be swinging at you, the nail's going to be swinging at you. These needed to be answered before this, to be honest.
Right, he's targeting the nail. Yeah, he's breaking. This nail's been such a problem for him.
Broke 1 back up.
He's picked the nail knowing that he's going to target it. Now he's going to Mont Blanc ping the final 2. He's going to break another backup.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that painful for Ben to be doing this at the moment.
No, it hasn't cost him much, but like he's in the backup lead now. But the problem is,
Okay, we're just trying to say he intends to do something different. Next time, wait before taking. Okay, so I think he took the damage too quick.
Yeah, that's-
Problems of online players.
it's something that's like players should be getting used to, because you can respond after no blocks declared, and it can like cause big issues. That's what I've always thought about. One card that you've always liked, that Ultimecia, the backup, is if you swing with it and then they declare no block, you put a card, one of their forwards, onto the top of their deck, and that's the damage that they're going to be taking.
Oh no, I've never liked that Ultimecia backup. I just wanted to give it a try. Just,
So much so
it's
you
a
made
hero
a video
status. It's one of those cards that there's something magical with it, but we're all too stupid to realise it. Oh,
I mean,
Fenrir, we've finally seen the Fenrir take out a Kadash. This looks, I feel like this is going to be GG's for Ben.
yeah.
Got that Toto down, so it's, I suppose he can hard pay for the Belias. Keep his Tyro.
I think he's still got to be careful though, because he's got the Tyro and he's got Belias in hand.
Oh, Cecil coming in clutch here. We
Yeah,
said it was a meta. Always comes back. And he's, what's he hit off that? A Terror. To get another Fenrir. Are they running multiple Kadash?
I would consider here hitting, getting the Ifrit and choosing my own march, because then obviously it goes to 9k when it resolves, but your forwards are now bigger even with the Tyro, and then you've got your own Tyro on 9.
Or just to make everything bigger?
Yeah,
It says you use it as a 2k pump.
yeah, for everything, and then you can leave the Tyro up for what inevitably is going to be Belias. Maybe he's worried about the own Ifrit in response or something like that.
This is always the hardest part of the game, isn't it? Trying to close it out.
Yeah,
When
'cause
you know you should have it. Just making sure you do it in the right order and pick the right things.
yeah,
It's
you don't
very
want
hard.
to rush it and just make a silly mistake.
It's very easy just to do one thing wrong and it slowly moves away from you. Right, so where are we at? So he's attacked with nail. And he took the damage, did he?
Yeah, it was nail damage.
So
If that,
must put him onto 6 then. Okay, so now he has to block.
I think, can you not just swing with the?
Now he can swing with the Braska and kill the other Braska because he's taken 7 damage. Oh no, he's going to paralyze him. Okay. So Belias on the block. Good, because it looked like he just thrown it away there. But
Yeah, I think that was a bit. Should have done that as soon as he blocked, but
yeah, it was a bit slow. Maybe
Yeah.
paying him back for taking that damage too quick. I'm joking. I'm sure. It's nice to see Braskas out of range of each other.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know if I would consider it like a stalemate now. Then you could theoretically. No, I wouldn't. I would actually just.
I probably would
turn
pass here, yeah. Because he's still in a place where if Ben can like just draw a Kadash, he can take the Braska.
Yeah.
He can take it in the face because he's got the board state. He's also got the hand advantage.
Is there anything?
Can he get more writs down? If he can get another writs down,
You can put him to 6, but then.
I think he's been put to 6 now, isn't he?
Oh no, I'm just thinking. How do you win?
Roger can do.
Yeah, how do you win?
I
don't think there is.
I think at the moment, particularly with what he's drawn here, he just needs to get something nice off the top. Just try and stall out as much as he can. God, I'm glad I sped this up. It's been a good shift that we're putting in. The original video is about 1 hour 50. So we've done a good trim. It's hard when you speed the gameplay up, particularly sometimes at these points of the game, because things can happen quite quickly at the end and it's hard to keep up. But
yeah, I think this is just a. Is there any cards that actually can save me before I surrender this tournament?
it's still Ben's turn, isn't it? So... Right, he's going for it.
That is surprising.
I suppose he can't pick it back because it's going to trigger again. So you kill the Cecil.
But then he's got first strike.
He's got first strike. Can he get over the top of him?
Unless he's got Belias himself.
He's got his own. Oh, Ben, don't mess this up now, man. It's in your grasp. Oh, he's Tyro-ing the Cecil.
It's still first strike.
He still survived, though.
Yeah, it's 11k first strike with Tyro still there.
Oh, he's clouding. This is what we're saying, he can afford to take one in the face here off the Braska. Get rid of the Cecil.
Would you get rid of the Cecil or would you get rid of the Cloud?
I would probably get rid of the Cecil. Just because it's got the special.
But yeah, but then it's not going to hit Braska anyway.
Not good. Not good enough, I don't think. What'd you get back here? Kusif. Could have got back a Phoenix. Don't start doing some Porum stuff. Keep him alive.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So you'd have had at least 2 Phoenixes out of it.
Yeah. Now he's Kusif in his ear. What's he gonna get back there? Changing the way he pays. Where's been a good 3 games.
Yeah, they've been very
A little
close. I know it's a mirror match and everything like that, but it has been like you can see that these are like good players. Been thinking through their plays and everything like that. It's very, even though they are mirror matches again, that's like you can see there's different styles of playing the same deck.
Looks like I think Roger is about to concede. I think the play he had in mind for the Kusif is now. He's realised he's 1 CP short, I think, of what he wanted to do. It has to be the Phoenix, really. I probably would have just Kusifed with her. At least, yeah, it's the only thing that keeps him alive, really. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's given up. GG, so Ben moves on to the final. I think James has already posted the finalists, so I won't say him just in case people are actually watching the videos without wanting to know. Yeah, congratulations to Ben. Unlucky to Roger. He had a good stint though to get to the semi-final. I hope you've enjoyed the games. We're going to try and be back. I don't know who will be doing the final, but we will be hosting the final either on like this on demand, or we're looking into a live stream for that. So keep your eyes on the Facebook post for news on that. And other than that, thanks very much, Mitch.
Thank you.
Any final words for Ben or Roger?
Just good luck and commiserations.
Cool, great. Thanks very much. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.